Welcome to the Healing Room. I'm Dr. Evelyn Hart. Let's step into today's story with gentleness and honesty.
Hello, Anna. I'm glad you came today. How are you feeling as we start?
Nervous, a little. I almost didn't come. I kept thinking, what if it's silly? What if my problem isn't even serious?
It's never silly if it brings you discomfort. You deserve space to understand it. Tell me what's been happening.
It's complicated. I've been married for 16 years. We got married young. My husband and I love each other, truly. He's a good man. But there's this one thing I can't control. Whenever he criticizes me, even gently, I shut down or get angry. I can't explain why.
You said, even gently. Can you give me an example?
Yes. For instance, last week, he said, "Your skin looks oily today." He wasn't being rude, just commenting. But I felt this sudden sting, like he was judging me. I didn't talk to him the entire day. He later asked what was wrong, and I said, "You hurt my feelings." He was shocked. He said he hadn't meant anything bad, but I couldn't shake it off.
That sounds like it hit something deeper than the surface words. What happens inside you when that moment comes?
It's like, pause. My whole body tenses. I feel small, defensive. It's as if I'm being scolded again, like when I was a kid. My father used to criticize everything I did. "You didn't do it right. That's not clean enough. Why can't you be more careful?" Always that tone. And I think I never stopped hearing him, even now.
That makes sense. The body and mind often carry old echoes into new rooms. Your husband's words wake up that old voice. Pause. Do you remember how it felt back then when your father spoke that way?
Sniffles. Like I could never be enough. I tried to please him, to avoid mistakes, but he always found something to point out. I used to go to my room and cry quietly, so no one would hear me.
Softly. That sounds very lonely, Anna.
It was. Small laugh. And now, when my husband says something similar, even a small remark, I react as if I'm that little girl again. But it's not fair to him. I know that.
Awareness is the first step. You've already begun to notice the link between the past and the present. Pause. You mentioned there are other moments like this?
Yes. Sometimes he says, "You're not very tidy lately," even when I've been cooking and cleaning all day. He doesn't mean it cruelly, but I feel attacked. And once he told a woman we know that she looked beautiful. It wasn't flirting, I know that. But something in me broke. I thought, why doesn't he say that to me anymore? I try to look nice, but he doesn't seem to notice.
So when he appreciates someone else, it reminds you of being unseen, maybe even unappreciated?
Exactly. I hate that I react this way. I feel childish, but I can't help it. I withdraw. Sometimes I even imagine he's disappointed in me, my looks, my cooking, everything. And then I start acting cold, and he doesn't understand why.
It's not childish, Anna. It's protective. When you were young, criticism meant danger, rejection, maybe even shame. So your mind built a defense. But your husband isn't your father, and your adult self can learn to tell the difference.
I want that. I want to stop being defensive. He's kind, he tries, but I see confusion in his eyes when I get upset. I just don't know how to change.
We'll start by slowing the moment down when it happens. The goal isn't to stop the emotion, it's to notice it. When he says something that feels like criticism, I want you to pause and silently ask yourself, whose voice am I hearing? His or my father's? If it's your father's, breathe and remind yourself, I'm safe now.
That's simple, but powerful.
And after that breath, try naming what you feel, gently. I feel hurt, or I feel sensitive right now. It helps you stay open instead of shutting down.
That's hard for me, but I'll try.
Good. You can even tell him, I know you didn't mean to hurt me, but something about that reminded me of old feelings. He'll understand better if you invite him into your inner world instead of locking him out.
I suppose that's true. He always says, just talk to me, and I don't.
Then maybe this is your experiment for the week. To talk, even if it's imperfect. Not to fix everything, just to share.
Thank you. It feels strange, but lighter.
That's the space we're building here. Lightness after honesty. Remember, the goal isn't to be untriggered, but to be aware. You can't change what you can't see.
I understand. Thank you, Evelyn.
You're welcome, Anna. You've done something brave today, facing the echo instead of running from it. Let's pause here. We'll meet again soon, and you'll tell me what happened when you tried to stay aware.
I will.
Take care, Anna.
Thank you. I already feel a little better.
And if you are listening to this and recognize yourself in Anna's story, I want you to remember something very important. Being sensitive to criticism does not mean you are broken. It often means that long before today, your heart had to survive words that were too sharp, too frequent, or too heavy for a child to carry. When your body reacts strongly to a simple comment, it is not because you are crazy or too dramatic. It is because your nervous system learned many years ago that words can be dangerous. That learning kept you safe once. It just may not be helping you now. Healing in this area is not about becoming tough and pretending nothing hurts. It is about learning to tell the difference between an attack and an invitation, between cruelty and care, between the past and the present. It is about bringing kindness to the little part of you that still braces for impact every time someone notices something about you. You are allowed to say, "This hurts," and still stay in the conversation. You are allowed to ask, "Did you mean to criticize me? Or are you trying to help?" You are allowed to slow down before reacting. One pause, one breath, one honest question at a time. This is how new patterns form. Your worth is not measured by how perfectly you receive feedback or by how easy you are to live with. Your worth is steady. As you learn to gently untangle old wounds from present moments, you give both yourself and the people you love a gift, the chance to be closer, softer, and more real with each other. And that is a journey worth taking, one small step at a time. Thank you for being with us. See you next time.